Hello, I'm Hazel Wright and I am half of Menopause and Me with Sally Wotton. This is a taster video for my fourth Living Well with Menopause talk shop session. And today it's all about anxiety and depression, which are reasonably common symptoms of menopause. So anxiety and depression happen due to low levels of estrogen and progesterone. But there are often other contributing factors, not just the menopause. What we usually say is that it's the time of life at which a woman goes through the menopause that is often the biggest contributing factor, because at that time of life, women can be in a caring role for children or grandchildren. They can be in a caring role for elderly, frail parents. They can still be working, often full time, and running a home. And on top of all these things happening, the menopause layers itself on the top and can often be final straw stuff. I think another thing that sometimes happens to women at the time of life when menopause happens is that children are often leaving home, and women have kind of lost that role and almost start to question their role in life. Confidence levels dip, all of that kind of thing, which can all contribute to anxiety and dip into depression. So what does anxiety or depression kind of look like? So yeah, it's a depressed mood, a low mood. It means we often have a decreased interest or pleasure in activities. It can mean a change in appetite. So some people with raised anxiety levels or depression lose their appetite and don't eat as much as they normally would. Other people go the other way and eat far more, often a kind of comfort eating thing, reaching for the quick fix of crisps or chocolate or cakes. We can often see a change in sleep patterns. Some people find it very difficult to sleep. Other people will just sleep and sleep, kind of do a shutdown. We can feel very tired and totally lacking in energy. We can have difficulty concentrating, difficulty making decisions, and even memory lapses. There can be feelings of guilt or worthlessness. We can experience a restlessness and an irritability. We can feel very frustrated with ourselves for feeling the way we do. We can have angry outbursts. And then, of course, if the anxiety or depression is severe, then it can lead to thoughts of suicide. So, not a very nice thing to have. And what are the main effects that it has on us as individuals? So, often, if we are experiencing anxiety or depression, we will become quite concerned about our body image and concerned about aging. So we look in the mirror and we see the wrinkles and we see the drooping bits and we become very concerned about that. We can experience a lack of joy in life. Everything becomes very flat, not really any highs, not particularly any lows. We can lose interest in sex or find it difficult to reach an orgasm. We can turn to alcohol or recreational drugs just to try to take away those low feelings. We can experience burnout, that awful feeling where you really don't have the energy or inclination to do anything, even get out of bed in the morning and have a shower. We probably don't want to engage with friends, and we don't want to make an effort to go out and take part in activities. So just not a nice place to be. When we do the talk shop face to face, we spend quite a bit of time looking at all the things we can consider to help us if anxiety and depression is one of our menopausal symptoms. In terms of this taster video, I'm just going to give you a few things to consider. I think it kind of breaks down into possible life changes that you can make, therapy, and medication. So in terms of life changes, if you are suffering from anxiety or depression, it is very important that you get adequate sleep. We talked last time about some ideas to improve length of sleep and quality of sleep. And it is a crucial thing because without adequate sleep, everything does get very much out of perspective. Get regular exercise because that releases the feel-good hormones. So something like 30 minutes, 5 days a week is good. Eat healthily. We've said there is a tendency, and we've all done it if we do feel low, to comfort eat, to grab the fast foods, the crisps, the chocolate, the cakes, but that doesn't help in the long run. So eating healthily is a good idea. And take time for you. Now, this is something that we're going to focus on in the next session. But again, it's a very important thing to do, to find time in your days and in your life for you. In terms of therapy, consider seeking support groups and just talking. Talk to family, friends, colleagues, counsellors. Doesn't really matter who you talk to, but talk. Don't bottle everything inside. In terms of medication, you might feel that it's time to see the GP and be prescribed HRT or antidepressants. And if you don't want to go down that route, then it might be worth researching herbal remedies, which seem to work for some people and not for others. So that's just a few ideas to try to help if anxiety and depression are one of your symptoms. Next time, we're going to look at self-care, and it's a session that I particularly like because I think there are so many things that we can do to make it easier to live well with menopause. And they are things which are simple and which are inexpensive, but which can be so effective. So I really enjoy that session. Between now and then, if you are experiencing anxiety or depression in your menopause and would be happy to share some ideas on what you have done to try to cope with that, then that would be great. We would love to hear about those. I think the other thing to say is that if anxiety or depression comes with the menopause, then as the menopause progresses, those symptoms will ease. They may not disappear altogether for a while, but they definitely will ease. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I look forward to seeing you next time to talk about self-care. In the meantime, stay well. Thank you very much for listening. and see you next time. Bye bye.